Welcome back to Sidelines TV. I'm here today with George DuPont. George is the Executive Director of the National Museum of Polo and Hall of Fame here in Palm Beach. George, thanks for visiting with us.
Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying our sport and coming to see our facility.
Yeah, this is really amazing. Polo is played in over 70 countries in the world, and this is the only museum of its type. I don't know why there aren't. Why aren't there others?
Well, first of all, it's a financial commitment. There were 4 gentlemen in 1978 that got together and wanted to protect the rich history here in the United States, and thus they worked and raised funds, and by 1984, we had our 501c3, and by 86, we actually did our first exhibit. So there's a lot of work and foundation that goes into it.
Well, since polo is played in 70 countries, could you give us just a brief outline of how the sport works for people that aren't really initiated?
Well, it's a 2,600-year-old sport. It was originally developed for the cavalry to strengthen the strength of the rider and not mallet, but the sword at that point in time. And it's kept going and been diversified. The United States has put a lot of rules in for safety, and today it's still the last mounted war game.
It's pretty interesting that, like almost every other sport in the equestrian world, polo is also played by men and women, but it's really aggressive and really full contact. Can you explain some of that?
Well, all equestrian sports, men and women are equal. Mm-hmm. And as far as it being aggressive, I think in all equestrian sports, if you're racing, you're coming out of the gates, you're banging and bumping and moving, looking for position. The same thing in hunter jumpers, the same thing in dressage with the practice that goes into it. So it's a bond between the rider and the animal. And here in polo, we needed 5 to 6 to 8 horses to play our game. In other sports, you might only need 1 or 2.
What's interesting too is sort of as in horse racing, almost more so, at the museum, the actual horses themselves are honored as much as the players.
Well, here, the horse is about 80 to 90% of the game, so we certainly want to honor that hero.
Yeah, it seems too that if you really love the sport, you would want to come here. Like the Baseball Hall of Fame has people that make vacations around it. Can people do that here?
Yeah, we see at least 4,000 new visitors on an annual basis. Most of our visitors will be here during our polo season. We are the winter capital of high goal polo in the United States.
Wellington here is the polo capital of the world in the winter. There's like 100 polo fields.
Well, just this year alone, there are 6 10-goal players in the world, 10 being the best rated in the world. All 6 of them will be playing here in our winter season. So that they'll go back, some to Argentina, some will go up north, some will go to California, some to England. But right now, they're all here, and this is the best of the best.
So also, it seems to me that when the players are here during season, it's very, very intense, but polo still goes on, doesn't it, once the season's over?
There are over 270 clubs in the United States. These clubs are playing in their season, some in the summer, spring, fall. The Aiken Club, which is featured behind us, kind of plays in the spring and the fall. And it just continues. There are almost 4,000 registered members to the United States Polo Association. They're the governing body, and 270 clubs.
And you must be doing something right, George, because you guys are expanding the museum now?
Well, we've been working, and we're finally going into phase 3, which will be 2,500 square feet, and that'll build us out to 12,800 square feet. So our collection is expanding, and we have stuff that needs to be shown that will be in the new section.
And for anyone interested in coming to see you, can they find you online anywhere?
Sure they can, at polomuseum.com.
Great, that's an easy one, polomuseum.com. Well, for Sidelines TV here at the Museum of Polo and Hall of Fame, I'm Rob Jordan.